Mm, mm, mm. Ah. All right, let me stop. I just got excited because I've never done 315 10 times, which means what I'm doing must be working. But today, I want to show you guys how I built my chest with 5 exercises that you must do. Now, not all of them you have to do, but different variations will get you there. But these things that I'm about to show you are crucial for major chest gains. Let's get started. All right, so one of the major staples to my chest gains is a bench press. Now, I know a lot of you think you don't have to do bench press to get a big chest. And actually, you don't. But you still do push-ups, right? Push-ups, similar format, okay? I don't think you should even start your bench press without doing push-ups. And the thing about push-ups and bench press is, neither one is really like my favorite because I don't get to contract the chest. When I'm talking about building my chest, it's mostly due to contraction, which means I get here and I get to actually squeeze my chest to get the most contraction and blood flow through it. But in general, even if you work in the area, you're gonna get blood flow. Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. We do the push-up, it's the same format as a bench press. Your hands should be right outside your chest, okay? Now, your elbows are coming in, they're not out here, all right? Elbows are gonna be right here. You're pushing all the way down, through. Notice you don't get that much contraction, but you still work your chest, same like the bench press. So, I'm gonna do a few so you can see how it works. All right, now I do 20 before any chest day with some stretching. Now, for the bench press, same format. You just want to make sure you build in strength. Everybody's asking me how much you bench because they think bench press makes you big. And actually, bench press is one of the exercises that shows your power and strength. So you just saw me do 3 plates. You can do a little bit more, but I'm gonna show you the format and how I do bench press. Huh. Here are your form cues when you're trying to perform a good bench press. Number one, you want to make sure the bar is even on both sides. Then from there, I go ring finger on the rings or slightly outside. Depends on how comfortable it is for you. I like to go ring finger. Number 3 part of this exercise is push your upper back into the bench, squeeze your glutes. And every time it comes down, make sure you come down to your chest and push it over your chest, not over your face, not below your chest. You want to make sure you're getting that direct line of flow, okay? So from here, push through. That's how you make sure direct line and it's not all over the place. Those are a few tips that you need to know when you're gonna perform a good bench press. One thing that I also want to mention is make sure your elbows are at 45 degrees. Okay, if you go inside, it's gonna be more of a tricep press. If you go here, most likely you're gonna be hurting your shoulder very soon. But you get the most benefit for the chest is if you bring your arms from here and bring it down to 45 degrees. All right, guys, my number 2 exercise when it comes to building the chest is incline dumbbell press. Yes, you can do incline bench press, but when you do incline dumbbell press, it allows your muscles to work individually, or you can say unilaterally. You get to see if you have an imbalance because maybe this hand or this arm can only do 10 reps, well, this arm can do 8. And that's how you know you have an imbalance. So the thing you just saw me doing was alternating the presses. That allows me to see which one is stronger and make sure I have the same strength between both arms. Some very important form tips when it comes to doing this exercise is first, making sure the chair is at 40 degrees. Next, you want to bring the dumbbells up to where you can actually get them up and then press them. And then actually, you want to come down the same way as you start. So while you're doing this exercise, again, you want to go from 90 degrees to 45, making sure you control the weight throughout each rep. Now, each arm has a mind of its own. This one can go up more, this one can move. You don't know what's going to happen, but you want to make sure you keep a positive stature throughout each rep. Last thing you want to do is make sure you're pressing the upper back against the chair, squeezing those glutes, and driving through your elbows in your upper back. Each time you try to force your way to the top. That's how you're going to make gains when it comes to the upper chest. Let's move on to number 3. Number 3, when it comes to building the middle chest, is machine fly or cable fly. Either one will work, but we're doing machine fly today. The reason I'm choosing the machine fly for you is because it's a more stable machine. When you're doing this exercise, you can really concentrate on getting contraction in the chest without so much movement or imbalance between each arm. One of the things you want to make sure you do before you start is make sure your arm, the arms of the machine, is not too far back. You want to bring them at a position where it feels like you're not going to tear the front of your shoulder. Number 2 is making sure it's at arm level. When you reach out, you want to make sure these arms are directly beside you, not below, not above. So that also might mean that you need to adjust your seat level. Now, while you're performing this exercise, you don't want to lean back. You don't want to recline. You don't want to lean forward. You want to make sure you're sitting at an upright position. Each time you do the fly movement, you want to make sure you're contracting the chest. Also, making sure your arms are not so much bent, but further out enough to where you can get that blood flow through each repetition. That's number 3 for me. Let's move on to the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Number 4, which is probably my favorite, is the high pulley cable chest fly. Now, a lot of you guys like to do this exercise, but you do it wrong. Let me make sure you're targeting the lower part of the chest that you're trying to grow. First thing you want to do is go to a medium cable position to a high pulley cable position. From there, you never want to grab and just swing your arm down. This is how you tear a shoulder or something like that. You want to make sure you grab it in a comfortable position on both sides so that you can make sure you get into the proper position without causing the injury. Number 3, as you're doing this exercise, you want to put one foot out in front. Make sure you're not leaning forward, but you want to stand upright and make sure you're pressing those cables down. All right, not forward, but down, and squeezing your chest throughout each movement. This is how you're going to get the best growth in the lower part of your chest area. This covers all the areas of the chest, upper, middle, lower. Now I want to show you something that's going to just finish off your chest day and make it extremely beneficial for you to leave out the gym looking like you got a crazy pump. Let's get to it. Ugh. Ugh. Mm. 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 Uh. 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 Number 5, cross-body chest press. A lot of people say, why do you include this exercise in it? This exercise gives me the best contraction out of all the ones that I just showed you. I always tell people, you can feel each movement before you do them. So one of these movements, which is the cross-body press, if you press this across your body, you can feel how hard the chest gets. I want you to understand, when you get this kind of contraction, this creates blood flow. Blood flow helps the chest grow, right? You hear people say pump blood, get blood into it. That is gonna create a major pump. And when you get that pump, over time, you keep doing it, it's gonna cause you to grow. So for each movement that I just showed you, right, you can feel which one is the best. We're going forward. How much do you feel? Like I did the bench press. You feel a little bit. I do the flies. You feel more, all right? I do the chest press here. All of these, you can feel exactly how much is gonna work. And they're all gonna build a chest regardless, but this one is my favorite. So you can either do this on a hammer machine, you can do it on your regular cable chest press machine. You just gotta turn to the side, all right? Make sure your body is in a comfortable position where you're still upright, and when you press across your body, you want your elbow tucked in. This one is, I'm gonna say still at 45 degrees, and when you press it across your body, make sure it's close enough to your chest, not up here. Of course, not all the way back, you don't wanna tear your shoulder, but right beside you to where when you push, you get across and you don't wanna extend all the way out. It's probably gonna extend 80%, okay? Now, keep tension on the chest the entire time. Slowly bringing it back and then slowly bringing it up. This is not an explosive type of movement. This is a, I would say, mind-muscle connection, really focus on eccentric and a concentric phase with intention, okay? Now, that's pretty much all to this exercise. One of the things I want you to pay attention to is the weight. It doesn't have to be super heavy, but if you want to put stress on the muscle, it has to be heavy enough to where you can only get, like always, 10 to 12 reps. That sums up our video of how I grew my chest. Yes, I do a lot of different variations at times, but those 5 movements is what I pretty much base my workouts around. If you need help growing your chest and any other muscle groups, I have online coaching where you have access to me one-on-one. I can help you with your nutrition, your workouts, your recovery, everything that falls under training, nutrition, overall health and wellness. I'm your guy, and I can help you get in the best shape that you've ever been in. If these videos help you, please don't forget, like, share, subscribe, and help more people view this channel. And I look forward to helping you get even more gains in the future. You're here with Coach Josh, AKA Josh Bailey, AKA also the Muscle Chef. Make sure you keep tuning in because I'm gonna keep bringing you workouts and nutrition ideas that's gonna help you on your fitness journey. Peace.